when I got out, one of my close friends talked to me and said he was surprised, having spent some time with me after I was released, saying, "I don't detect bitterness in you." Um, and it made me think that, wow, people who know my story have heard the awful parts of it, what I call the worst of humanity that I've seen, whether it is what that awful regime did to me and basically commoditized my freedom for their own uh, horrible agenda, and basically turned me into a slave. Right, trying to sell me, and they, you know, they threw me into that cell. They threw my father into at that point 79-year-old father into a cell next to mine and weaponized his health against me, and all these horrible stories. But the part they don't hear about is that I'm also fortunate enough that I've seen the best of humanity during these 8 years. The best of humanity is exactly in some of the things you said, like having a wonderful brother who fought 8 years.
He fought so hard for you.
My heart goes out to him. It really does, because I did some crazy things for my freedom, but I made decisions that impacted me. Babak had to make decisions on our behalf, making decisions, fighting, not basically, especially for his father's life. Always worried. So,
and he felt very helpless, very helpless.
But Ambassador, I have a family that when a dark and dastardly army, literally an army, called the Revolutionary Guards, took me, when our government failed me, they fought for me.
They did fight for you. And I know that firsthand.
I owe my freedom to them, but also to so many others within the government. We have wonderful people working in this system. And as I say the bad parts, I really want to emphasize, I'm out for a year now, and I still haven't gotten through being able to meet. And I finally met you today and got to shake your hand and look you in the eye and say thank you. There's so many people that I've met, including from the administrations that ultimately left me behind. I was left behind 3 times by 2 different administrations. But there are some really, really good people that we have. And so I've been blessed to see a lot of that goodness as well during this 8 years, some of the best of humanity. And I think when you go through this experience, when you come out of it, you serve yourself a lot by being fair and saying, yes, I experienced that and I can choose to focus on that. But I also experienced, perfect strangers going and doing very heroic things. Fighting for my freedom, and I want to say that one of those people is, sitting right across from me, and it's such an honor.
Listen, I mean, we fought for you, we believed in you, and there was an army there that really wanted to see you come home. And it's interesting, when hostage families would come and talk to me, I saw how the State Department would tell them, don't say anything, you don't want to hurt your family member, all of that. And I would always tell the families, be loud, fight, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I would always go counter to what the government had told them before, because you have to be loud. You have to make sure that people know who you are.